Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. Before we get started with this interview, I just wanted to let you know there are a couple technical difficulties throughout, but stick around because it is a very good interview, very worthwhile. And if you stay till the end, there's a very cute cameo from Ruby, the cutest little dog. So sorry about the technical difficulties, but it's a very fun interview and I hope you guys still enjoy. Bye. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. My name is Taylor Gonzalez, and today I have a very special guest. Shane Quigley Murphy is here, who plays both the loving and monstrous Axel in the upcoming body horror film Kill Your Lover, which releases next week on June 7th. This is crazy. It's right around the corner. How are you doing today, Shane?
But it's crazy to think that it's a week away
Yeah.
from like distribution or like being seen in films or in theaters. Like we did this film like a year and a half ago, so it it's always humbling to see how post production works as well. Like you do a project, you park the project, and then you get to like revisit it a year or 2 years down the line, which is great, but it's also so far disassociated to who we all were doing the movie at that time. But yeah, amazing. And thank you so much again, Tyler, as well. Looking forward to this chat.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you very much. That's crazy. A year and a half since you finished filming it. So how excited are you for people to be able to see this? And do you have any plans to go check it out in a theater, or how are you going to celebrate it finally coming out?
Yeah, like Kier and Alex are two people who are extremely dear to me, and I got to see them in their early inception stages. But Alex in drama school with myself, and Kier directing and freelancing at the same time. So, as like a peer and a fan, I'm so equally delighted for them because this is going to be the launch pad for their next project to get down the line as well. I don't know about travel. Like, it's a bit expensive to travel from Ireland to the States. So
Mhm.
I'll see. We'll do something to ring it in. I'd love to even fly over to the UK and do
Oh,
something
nice.
with Paige, who played Dakota, and with the directors, because God, it's been a crazy journey. We got to see it in the Brooklyn Horror Festival in New York, and that was wild. It was brilliant to see that. Like, I will say this much for Kira and Alex: they know how to curate things for American taste buds. So even at times like filming it, we're like, I'm not sure if this will work, but Jesus, it worked. Like it was eaten up. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Oh, that is great. Yeah, I am very much looking forward to it. How did you get involved with the film?
Yeah, so I admired Kira did a lot of music videos back in drama school at the time. Alex, again, a wonderful person, but great actor as well. So I knew that they were developing projects at the time when we were in drama school together, and I just wanted to work with them. So we did a few short movies and bit parts years and years ago. And then when I think Kier reached out to me initially when they'd done the first or second draft, and nicely enough said, I do have you in mind for this character. So that was it. I think they did have an idea that they wanted me to try and take the reins, I suppose, with the project. Again, like I respect that because I know how near and dear this is to their hearts. So like again, like you guys aren't even aware what's about to happen in the next one with these two. They're gonna take the US by storm. Like mark my words.
Oh, I cannot wait. That
That's really it.
sounds
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
What was it when you read the script that you were drawn to about the character of Axel?
Um, if it was written by anyone else, the coercive control element would have came off as heavy-handed. But the way that they actually made the storyline, like it was very much you could see both characters' perspectives the entire way through. Now, granted, people will project their own like theories and stuff on top of it, but both characters were left ambiguous enough that it could be either one was in the wrong. I like the fact that well, one, I knew that both Alex and Keir would give a lot of creative freedom with the narrative and the storytelling. There'll always be a framework within. We have to hit point A, B, and C. This is the theme. This is for plot point. This is for something. But within that, there was a lot of freedom to play around with it. So I knew straight away I wanted to work with them in that capacity. And if I'm being completely honest, I know their brilliance, I know their worth, and I wanted to be able to do a turn for people who deserve the top spot, people who genuinely adore the horror genre and know it better than anyone else. You can reference a scene, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, very similar to Blue Valentine, or very similar to The Fly, or circa such and such, The Thing." Like they know everything down to a T. Like their discography of DVDs is all categorized by like a horror genre, be it gore, be it like thriller, be it jump scare. These guys know it inside and out.
Oh, that's really great. I am happy to hear that. I actually have an interview scheduled with them tomorrow morning, so I am very much looking forward to speaking with them and getting to learn more about their
Yeah.
process. But speaking of processes, you and your character go through some transformations during this film. And I was wondering what the
Mhm.
process was like as far as prosthetics and the special effects to transition.
So the initial block, you've seen the film, haven't you?
No, not yet.
Yeah. So
I am dying to
no, you
see it
haven't.
though.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna do this without spoilers then. The initial block we shot was in a heat wave in London. So during that, it was like the rose-tinted memory of love being great and the early stages of a relationship and all that beautiful stuff. No prosthetics. The second block was done in October, November of I think it was 2022 or 2022 or 2023. Rebecca Wheeler did some amazing stuff with prosthetics. They had this idea for like amplified varicose veins.
Oh,
Like it starts off like semi innocent, like again, it follows a pattern of real, but like slightly surreal and slightly abstract as artist as well. She won an award in either Utah Film Festival or in Brooklyn for
oh,
the
wow.
prosthetics. Um, the process on the acting side of things was a mix of other things, I suppose. Uh, it was a delicate balance being able to tell the storyline, but not coming across as an overbearing, coercive partner. So we talked at length about how to toe that fine line in between and really hammer in the nuances of a relationship. Like everyone knows in any capacity, and not even necessarily in a like a sexual relationship, a relationship you have with a peer or a parent. There are these little give and takes that looked outside of the parameters of the relationship could look suspect, or oh, that looked a bit coarse, or that looked a bit brutish. But sorry, I get so excited talking about this project. Like it was such a joy to do. Like I went on to another job off it, but this was the last job I did that I really had like genuine love for the entire process. And they did this on a shoestring relative to what most people do, and they had a team of soldiers who were behind their vision. Back amid technical difficulties, we persevered.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and edit all that out so it'll be perfect. All right.
Or we just keep
Uh,
it in. We just go with the original. We just keep
just
that
leave
madness.
the tour. That'd be funny. All right, so I was wondering what it was like working with your co-star Paige, who plays Dakota, as you both navigated this complicated breakup.
Paige is a wonderful, wonderful human being. Like, we I'll say it. I figured they'll back this up and you'll be able to do it afterwards. So I think originally there was someone else on board to play the part, and it is an actor that I've worked with in the past. So we knew there'd be that easy shorthand dealing with these like complicated scenes and scenes of vulnerability to be able to support each other. We knew ahead of time that we could do that and do it without it becoming like too much like, oh, it's just a sexual relationship. So when Paige came on board, I remember we actually went out. We met in London, went out for lunch, and just straight away I knew that she was always meant to be Dakota. She is so wonderfully giving with her energy, like in every capacity of her life, just an absolute bright spark. And you know, someone who is so conventionally attractive and beautiful as she is, you could put up barriers initially because there's no way someone could have that depth of intellect and love and humor. She has it all in abundance, but like professional from the off, like asked all the right questions. Um, it was very easy, and I hate saying this as an actor because nothing is easy as an actor, but it's one of the very few relationships that we've walked into and we were able to create this love, this hate, this dichotomy of both emotions in such a brief space of time. She's brilliant, and again, she's one of the ones to watch out for the next while because she's excellent, like really, really excellent
Oh,
in every facet of that word.
oh, that's wonderful to hear. I can't wait to see the two of you, your chemistry, and see how the relationship evolves throughout the film. So this movie, obviously, you guys are dealing with like a lot of heavy subject matter, and it's not like the most, happy film. So when you guys at the end of a long day of filming and fighting and arguing, and it's a heavy, draining day, what do you guys do to unwind and get out of that mindset of all the negativity that you have to portray on screen?
That's a great question. So at the time, I was a personal trainer when I wasn't acting as well, as was Paige. So we had our like outlets and conduits. So I'd go out and box, for example. Like I'd have time off, I'd go and go to a bag and just like rage into the ether with it. Um, I can't speak on Paige's behalf, but I do know quite a bit of that as well. Would go for the walk. We again, our confines of actually filming were so tight. We managed to shoot the first block in a handful of days, and the second block was originally meant to be 14 days, but we had to condense it down to 11. So we didn't have as much time in between. Granted, now when we meet up at like premieres and stuff like that, we get to like catch up on that time a little bit. But we were committed. Like I don't think either of us really like left the character for quite some
Mm.
time. Like we really like stayed in it. Like the night would end, you'd get de-rigged out of your prosthetics, and I'd make my way home, and I'd go back and either train or I'd have a beer or sleep. But we really stayed in character. Like I was on another job 4 months into it before I realized I haven't fully shook Axel off. And because, like you said, that subject matter is it's it's visceral. Like it
Mm.
goes deep. Like that thing of that barbed wire meeting a rose. Like love and hate is a very fine line. It's two opposite sides of passion. So it kind of stuck around for both of us. But again, Paige, again, can't speak enough about her. She's a wonderful actor. Probably had better closing techniques than I did. But yeah, so the short answer is work out or have a beer. That's the way to
Sounds
finish it.
perfect to me.
Yeah.
So I was also wondering, since this is a body horror film, do you have other favorite body horror films that you think of when you think of the genre?
Kind of, but I personally love body horror in a minor way. Like, do you remember the original Total Recall?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so when that display of open the shirt and seeing something like that, like
Mhm.
for me, I like it to be like slightly drip fed because it has even more of an impact then because like you're not expecting that and go whoa,
Yeah.
blown away. I loved District 13. Again, not so much a horror genre, but like those little things of like that transitioning into that like frustration like character and
Yeah.
kicking the nails off. I think like anything, less is more, and I really like seeing like that. Granted, all of the classics I absolutely adore. American Werewolf, like I love it when it's quite obviously that, and not CGI. And I'm sorry to disparage on modern filmmakers and creators, but the brain can disassociate and knows the difference between a squib, blood pack, and CGI. We know the difference when we can see painstaking hours that have gone in to create a gauntlet for a werewolf. So I don't mind if it's a little bit corny, but like that's my love personally. So
No, I totally agree. I think anytime you can do practical effects, it's 100 times better on screen and for the audience, and it's just more immersive and more, I don't know, more fun. And yeah, anytime you can do practical, I highly, highly suggest it. Did you have a favorite
it's
day
also for the
from?
active as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, I can imagine. Much more immersive and easier to get, drawn into what you're doing when it's not all green screens and tennis balls.
Yeah.
But did you have a favorite day of filming on set?
Yeah. So the very first day we filmed, we kind of went straight into the like meat and potatoes of it, if you will. And like obviously there's like we're dealing with the subject matter of new relationships, so there's quite a lot of like nudity, but not in the sense of like, oh, we're being nude to be nude. It's because new lovers, you're not exactly going to be clothed the entire time around each other. First day was great because it was an opportunity to get to know the room, get to know director of photography, get to know the people operating the boom handles, get to know runners, get to like exist in the sphere of creation as well. That was brilliant. We had again. I'm hamstringed here because I don't want to actually like spoil bits.
Mhm.
When you watch the movie, the bathtub scene that
Okay.
was done over, I think, about 2 days or 3 days. I love them. It was tough. It really was tough because you're spending extended time in the water as well. So it's getting colder, and like we're shooting in this really hard to shoot space, but like that energy, that malevolent um, birth of the beast, because that's
Mhm.
the scene where the switch really happens. That like it was like a fog you could feel in the room, and people were coming in and coming out, and like yeah, you can feel it's about to happen. And again, it's the collective effort. Like the actors are just the spear tip at the end of the day. It's an entire shaft of wood that has created that to get there. But yeah, yeah, those two. So the very first day of filming and the bathtub scenes.
All right, cool. I will keep that in mind when I'm watching the film, the bathtub scene. I'm looking forward to it. The whole movie, just from the trailer, the minute I saw the trailer, I reached out and was like, I got to do some interviews for this. This movie looks
Yeah,
incredible. It just looks so unique, and I love these types of film. And yeah, June 7th can't come soon enough. So I
yeah,
was wondering, do you remember the very first horror film you ever watched?
I do. Well, yeah, I think I'm 33 now, so like it's hard to put things in a linear pattern in my mind. I could say the two that definitely stood out to me most in my upbringing was obviously The Exorcist. Anyone who watches it, it's dealing with supernatural phenomenon, and again back to that idea of great practical effects, and just the fear from that as well. And the original Stephen King's It.
Oh, okay.
Me oh my man, I was terrified of clowns for about 4 or 5 years after watching that. Um, but again, I feel like it's the feeling it leaves you with the original horror movies. And again, we come from a generation that like we were on that last gasp of true practical effects, and it's still borrowing from source material from actual folklore as well. Whereas now everything, and again, like some like the modern day horror, I absolutely love though. Gore, I wouldn't be as much of a gore core fan just because I'm a little weak around that much blood, I suppose.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. No, I have a lot of friends that are like that too. They can do horror, but the gore stuff, that's where they they draw the line. They can't do it.
I mean, like don't get me wrong, this Saw anthology, like I absolutely adored it. But again, it goes back to the thing for me. I love that less is more. I like the idea that the villain is like just
Mhm.
hinted, but not shown the entire time. Like that's
Yeah.
my cup of tea.
So my next question is one of my favorite questions to ask people, and it is, do you have a, oh, how cute.
Yes,
Oh, what's the doggy's name?
Ruby.
Oh,
Hey
hi,
Ruby, who's that?
Ruby.
Who's that?
How cute.
Who's
I
that?
have a Chiweenie named June. She's like this big,
No,
but she doesn't understand
this
when I'm
girl
talking
thinks she's
to,
that big.
how cute. Yeah, she doesn't understand when I'm talking to computers. So she has to go for walks while I'm filming interviews, or else she'll be like very confused why I'm not paying attention to her. How sweet. I love the cameo.
Yeah, yeah. I have that. I have the. Yeah, I'm glad she got that as well. Any opportunity to like upstage me, she'll jump at as well. So
How sweet. So I was wondering, do you have a favorite Halloween costume that you've ever dressed up as?
Bam Bam from the Flintstones. I was the legal drinking age here in Ireland is 18, and like
Oh,
it's
must
the
be
same age
nice.
you'd be going to the pub. Oh, yeah, I mean yeah, it is. I kind of like I don't understand why the fuck they make Americans wait till 21 years of age. That's insane. That's actually insane because all you're going to do is create a non-serving circle over and over again. You know, so Bam Bam for Halloween, I dressed up and I remember I brought out like an actual picture of Bam Bam and I used it, and they were like, "Do you have ID?" I was like, "Yeah." I had a picture of Bam Bam, and they actually found it so funny they let it off. And I have like back in the day, I was so into kind of the rock metal
Uh-huh.
scene as well and horror. So I've done absolutely everything, like with prosthetics, and like we did the zombie march in Ireland every year, where we were either dressing up as zombies or we were dressing up as kind of paramilitary, you know, zombie takedown artists, if you will.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. It also ran at the same time as Gay Pride, so there was like two of the marches going simultaneously. But I should have just been like, "Hey." It's yeah, cool. So we'll see you guys later on. We're doing this thing for a bit.
Oh my God,
But it was
that's
great.
hilarious. Well,
Yeah.
Shane, it's been an honor talking to you and getting to meet you and also Ruby. But in the
Yeah,
meantime, where can
really. Welcome.
people? Oh,
Come on, come on. Don't embarrass me now. I'm giving you the invite up. Come on. Taylor wants to see it. Ruby. No. No, you're going in the bin now. Sorry, go on. Where can people
that's
see?
okay. Where can people follow you in the meantime to keep up with your upcoming projects and
He's
other
literally
upcoming
standing
films
right
you have?
there as well.
Oh, what a cutie.
So I am currently represented by Ignite Elite Management over in the UK, and they have a Los Angeles office as well. I'm really bad at dealing with social media. Like I would love to be better at it. I have an Instagram handle, and that's Shane Quigley Murphy, and I'm currently considering getting Twitter, but I don't have enough spare time to be like warring with people all the
Oh
time
my
on it
God.
as well. So
Yeah,
for now, that's it. And honestly touching with Alex and Kier, and again, I cannot reiterate this more. True brainchilds and like the next wave of horror and film enthusiasts live and breathe it. They are going to take the entire genre by storm. So give them a watch now and enjoy the movie. And I know it's a difficult subject matter, but you know, park that aside and just look at it objectively and enjoy it.
perfect. Well, thank you so much, Shane. It was very nice to meet you, and I hope you stay dry first of all and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. It's 5 p.m. here and it is pissing rain. So
Oh my God.
yeah, day's almost done.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, have a great day.
You
Bye.
too, brother. Thank you so much. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.